Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Dark episode 6. I'm very excited for this, seeing the consequences of last episode now that Jonas knows that time travel is a possibility. That's if he believes what was written in the letter, which I assume he does, but he knows that it's a possibility now. He's going to be going back to the cave maybe, he's going to be exploring more, he's going to be really investigating this now that he has even more motivation and he has the stranger guiding him through this a little bit too. What will be the consequences of Hannah's setup of Ulrich? I don't know what the focus of this episode will be. Will it be 2019? Will it be 1986? Or will it be a mix of both? You know, will his reputation be ruined? Will he's obviously been arrested, you know, how much of this will play into things? And then what is happening with Noah? What did he say to Bartosz? You know, Bartosz seemed pretty shocked after that conversation. So what is going on there? What does Bartosz know now potentially? There's a lot of exciting things. So before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next. And you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and you can watch along with me. So yeah, let's just jump right in. The shape of the cave entrance there kind of looks a little like a skull. Oh. Okay. That's young Regina, isn't it? Katerina's doing this? Or she's just asking for help, anyone she knows. Doesn't the sound effects, it make it sound like there's a monster or something, you know? Oh, so her and Alexander are still together. I don't know why I assumed they were broken up. Just because of the success financially of the power plant compared to the hotel, maybe. I don't like all of these guns in the opening as well, the focus on them. Ah, see, the penny has got a red rope, like connecting it, and it was the red rope that Jonas found before. I wonder if that's the significance. Then there's that bloody hand again, it's got a ring. There was a shot in the last episode that focused on Noah's hand for some reason. But I think it was Noah putting his hand on the briefcase or something that he had. That was the focus there. But I just took notice of that. It really focused on his hand for a little bit, and I wonder why that was. I didn't notice anything with his hand. He didn't have a ring or anything. Creatus? Creation?
Ein toter Junge, 3 Vermisste. Wir erweitern die Suche. Ihr klingelt an jeder Tür. Fangt mit den
Yeah, the police are really closing in on this now.
Irgendjemand muss etwas gesehen haben. Koordiniert euch mit Dienststellen im Landkreis. Außerdem will ich, dass ihr in die Archive guckt.
Well, they must be searching into Noah now, if there's anyone named Noah, who it could have been.
Ich will, dass ihr doppelte Schichten arbeitet. Ich will, dass jeder Stein in dieser Stadt umgedreht wird. Jeder Keller durchsucht.
But now it's personal for her.
Wir müssen sie nur finden.
Oh. See, like, imagine if Ulrich just sees that photo, you know?
Man wusste nie so richtig, ob etwas ernst meint oder nicht.
Yeah, whenever he was talking about the future.
Mama.
Ja.
He can't quite talk about the time travel, no one will believe him, yeah. Oh, God. He's just gonna see a photo of Mikkel or something. A bit of a better look at Mads.
Dass ihr uns hier einsperrt?
Wieso einsperren? Euer Bruder ist gerade mal 4 Tage verschwunden.
Yeah, she sees it as keeping them safe, but they need to live their life as well. So I guess there's no confirmation he's dead. Have they really
Wie, wer braucht dich?
had time to mourn him?
Die wurde doch abgesagt.
Nein. Herr Meindl hat gesagt, dass wir den Leuten eine Pause geben sollen, dass sie mal über was anderes nachdenken können.
Yeah, give them a distraction.
Jeder wartet darauf, dass Mick hier durch die Tür hereinspaziert, als wäre nichts gewesen. Papa traut sich schon gar nicht mehr nach Hause.
I do wonder if Michael and Ulrich ever met.
Mikkel ist tot!
You know, was there any other moment where they met and it was awkward, or Michael knew? I mean, I feel like he must have known. Oh, yeah, we saw her earlier feeling for lumps, didn't we? I forgot about that. I wonder if that could be related to the nuclear facility and everything, her being around Alexander. She probably goes to the nuclear power plant a bit if her husband works there. He's just here to talk about meds though, isn't he?
Als damals Mats verschwunden ist, gab es da irgendeinen Verdächtigen? Hatte Egon irgendetwas?
Egon war ein Trottel.
Yeah, did Egon do his due diligence?
Vielleicht hat das alles mit damals zu tun. Vielleicht wiederholt sich alles. Vielleicht ist es derselbe Täter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hat ausgesagt, du warst zu Hause, aber ich erinnere mich, da warst du nicht. Du warst nicht beim Abendessen. Du bist erst spät in der Nacht nach Hause.
He's blaming it all on his dad.
Verdächtigst du jetzt mich? Ich habe viele Fehler, ich habe vieles falsch gemacht. Aber dass du sowas überhaupt denken kannst.
I mean, could he have ties to it? He was there at the plant, wasn't he?
Aber am Ende war es nur ein kleiner Schnitt. Unten am Kinn.
Oh, well, the body had the same scar on the chin.
Wusstest du, dass ich deinen Vater verlassen wollte? Bevor das alles passiert ist.
She knew about the cheating? Yeah.
Wenn dein Bruder verschwunden ist, hat er es mit einer anderen Frau getrieben.
And exactly what happened with him as well.
Claudia Tiedemann.
And what happened to her?
An dem Abend?
Und das war Regina. Regina Tiedemann. Claudias Tochter.
Yeah, what was all that going on with her being tied up? Was it supposed to be her that was taken instead of Mads or something?
Das ist der Anschluss von Alexander Tiedemann. Nachrichten bitte nach dem Signalton.
So Alexander took her name, not him taking hers? Or is that just something the show's done to make it simpler for the audience? Because I'm sure it was Egon Tilderman, then Claudia Tilderman, then Regina Tilderman. So why would Alexander be a Tilderman? Whose necklace was that? I don't remember seeing that necklace before.
Hey.
Now she's got to redo her lipstick.
Es ist meine Schuld. Ich hätte nicht diese beschissene Idee mit den Höhlen haben sollen.
Yeah, he blames himself. I didn't consider that. It was his idea.
Bist du sauer auf mich?
Nee.
Is that why he was afraid to reach out?
Also, ich kann das gerade nicht.
Look at that. In the mirrors, it was like two of her being two-faced a little bit. One was in the light, one was in the shadow a bit too. Oh, that's like the iconic shot of him walking into the cave like that. This was when he's standing in front of it. Surely everyone in the town knows at this point. Is there much point putting up missing posters everywhere? Oh, she's gonna see how much he's been calling Hannah.
Hallo?
Oh, that's it, fully confirmed now, basically.
Du hast ihn damals das letzte gesehen. Ist dir an dem Tag irgendetwas aufgefallen? Hat er was gesagt? Was Komisches, irgendetwas? Wusstest du, dass sie ein Verhältnis hatten? Deine Mutter und mein Vater?
Yeah. How long has that affair been going?
Ich habe mir immer vorgestellt, dass es dich anstatt ihn hätte treffen sollen.
Oh, wow.
Du hast deinem versoffenen, nichtsnutzigen Opa erzählt, ich hätte Katharina vergewaltigt.
Oh, he always thought it was her.
Hannah hat dich gesehen damals. Auf der Wache.
No, manipulated all of it. Look at this look on his face. The acting is great.
Aber daran hat sich ja nicht viel geändert. Das hast du gedacht all die Jahre, dass ich das erzählt habe?
Sie ist die Mutter eines der vermissten Kinder in Winden und möchte mit...
Oh, she's broadcasting it.
Wir sind alle so blind. Unter uns ist ein Mörder. Wir klammern uns an die Hoffnung, dass so etwas bei uns nicht passiert.
Focusing on Alexander here. Oh, and he's discovering about that as well. Okay. What did Charlotte see when she went down there too? So Peter and Tront are working together. What do they know? See, Tront has connections to the power plant through Claudia.
Schnellstmöglich einen Termin mit Dr. Ullmann vereinbaren. Hallo?
Now, because she's kept it a secret, he's gonna hold that against her. I really want Jonas and the stranger to talk more. Just imagine they meet in this cave and he reveals everything. Oh! And it's the same bit of thread. Oh, Ulrich confronting her.
Willst du mich fertig machen? Willst du meine Familie kaputt machen? Ist es das, was du willst?
Yeah, wanted to destroy, he thinks she wanted to destroy him all along.
Wenn man überhaupt so lange mit dir ausgehalten hat. Kein Wunder, dass er am Ende nicht mehr konnte.
Oof. Wow. But, I mean, like, he's right. She's like a snake. She snuggles up close and it poisons them.
Einspinnen lassen habt ihr euch. Von ihren Worten, ihrem hübschen Blick.
I love the lighting here, the yellow.
Einem Fuß im Schatten, mit dem anderen nur im Licht.
I love when the show does that. You know, you have the character narrating something and it, you know, it's all a double entendre coming to the light and then it cuts to Jonas there in the cave.
Ich bin immer für dich da, das weißt du. Egal was passiert.
Okay, he's still being supportive, but he's still letting her know that he knows.
Einerlei. Dieses Band, das wir jetzt knüpfen.
Oh, the red thread again. A bond, bonding them together. Yeah, I just love all of the symbolism, the way it all connects. An Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis? The dragon eating itself. Aurora Borealis is Northern Lights, they say Ouroboros, that's it. It sounds so similar. It's an Ouroboros. A dragon eating itself, the end of the cycle.
So wie einst ins Labyrinth hinabstieg, so steige ich nun in meins.
Okay. Black like morning. Oh. It has the logo. Oh! Creatus, yeah. Mundus is the world, isn't it? Creation of the world or something like that?
Gerade in welches Haus geboren? Gerade in welches Gewand?
You're all the same when you're dead.
Im Sterben bin ich ganz allein.
Need to look up what play this is they're doing, because there could be a lot of symbolism there or foreshadowing to the story, or maybe that might spoil it. Maybe I shouldn't. This is part of the performance, or just her breaking down on stage. Yeah. That was really powerful, actually. Has he just time traveled, gone through to 86? There's always an EMP when it happens. And then he's sort of here waiting for someone or something to happen at this exact point. So I'm guessing those who know about the time travel.
Wenn du es hier so wenig leiden kannst, warum haust du da nicht einfach ab?
Oh yeah, because of her speech on the radio. Yeah, it's not your kid who's gone missing. Okay, splits in two. Does his map say which one to go down? I would have gone left. Has Regina also maybe she's being a bit less cordial, she's a bit more harsh because of her breast cancer? It could be, you know, her way of coping with that. She's being a bit more mean because she's got nothing else to live for, perhaps. I mean, like, if he walks through into 1986, he could reunite with Mikkel, actually meet his dad. It's not his dad as he knows him, but it is him reuniting with his dad.
Das ist eure Mutter wirklich. Ulrich und du, ihr habt einander wirklich verdient.
Yeah, it's all that history as well between them. You realise something? The look on his face shifted there. This song is great. Look at how she was like standing in the darkness there. Chills all over. Yeah, are these two even gonna mention what happened? I'm always looking out for like some visual indicator just outside the cave to see if it reveals when they are, you know? I really want Jonas to interact with Ulrich as well. They haven't really, and Jonas knows now. You know, just imagine Jonas taking Ulrich through that cave system and finding Mikkel, both of them together.
Was für eine kranke Scheiße waren das in der Schule?
Yeah, that's really on his mind.
Glaubst du, es wird jemals wieder so sein wie vorher?
But we know Mikkel never returns, so yeah, it can't be.
Eigentlich kennt man seine Eltern überhaupt gar nicht. So wie die als Kinder waren.
Yeah.
Kann ich heute Nacht hier schlafen?
Aber deine kalten Füße bleiben auf deiner Seite.
Still a little bit of that sibling tough love. Whose was that? Was that Katerina's? Because he saw it by the condoms. He's like jealous, or was it someone else's? There we go. He's in 86. So the kind of, when it branched off in that cave, oh, there's already someone here to pick him up? They know, maybe? Oh my god, that's his mum. And granddad.
Anna?
Yeah, so the paths, they split off into twos, and there's like the 3 timelines, right? So if he went to the other one, would he have went to even before? Oh, yeah. Let's see it. On the chin, the scar on the chin, that gives it all away.
Geblutet, in einem Horrorfilm. Aber am Ende war es nur ein kleiner Schnitt.
Yeah, there it is.
In einer 1 Sekunde Spinnefeind, dann die besten Freunde.
What a reveal. Okay, so that was episode 6. What a great episode again. We are seeing Jonas on the start of his adventure as the stranger. I assumed that that car pulling up to him was like someone there to meet him, like maybe the stranger was there to meet him, but it was Hannah, his own mum, meeting him. That must be so surreal. Now that he is in 86, I do wonder what he will get up to here. Will he go and see Mikkel? Because he now knows that Mikkel and Michael were the same person. Like, if he had got in that car, where would he have gone? Would they have met? That would have been crazy. I know it's not really like a proper reunite, because Mikkel isn't really the same as he was as his dad, but it is still cool, you know, for him to get that little bit of closure by meeting Mikkel instead of Michael. Finally, Ulrich has figured out that Mads was the kid that showed up in the forest. I wonder what the implication there will be. Will he immediately think, oh, time travel? Or will he think somehow the body was preserved? I don't know how a body would be preserved like that, if it was like frozen or something. You know, what kind of explanation will there be? Or will people, you know, deny that this is Mads and, you know, try and sweep it under the rug somehow? Or will this all just like blow open and be exposed and people are like, time travel's real, or this body has been preserved for however long somehow and we don't know how? And I wonder how this affects him emotionally in consideration of Mikkel. Like, if he figures out that it's time travel and maybe figures out that Mikkel went back in time, that could be cool, but will he, you know, see this? Will this give him hope, or will this give him dread? That's kind of what I'm wondering here. How will he react to it? So we started off the episode in the past with Regina being bullied by Ulrich and Katerina. When I first saw that scene, I wasn't quite sure what was going on, just because she was tied up, but she was like right there by the cave. And, you know, the sound effects, they make it sound like there's this monster coming or something was coming out of the cave. I was half expecting the stranger to show up there, and like maybe there was a situation where it was Mads taken away in her place, which it still seems like maybe is true. We don't know the full situation on how Mads went missing, but if it was in the forest, it could be very similar to how Mikkel went missing. You know, as we've seen time and time again, characters saying, oh, events are repeating, so potentially Mads' disappearance does mirror Mikkel's disappearance in that way. And then more on Regina this episode, we learn, you know, she probably is positive for breast cancer. We did see all of those episodes ago her feeling for the lumps. I forgot about that plot thread entirely, but I think maybe because of this, she kind of feels a bit more empowered to speak her mind if she thinks she doesn't have much time left. She doesn't want to live with regrets, maybe, so that's why she was like a bit more aggressive now. Then we had whatever was going on with Peter and Trant. You know, we've never even seen them in the same room together. Then here, suddenly they're in this cabin, they're in the bunker, and they've got a book that's giving away when the power cuts happen. I don't know if they know that it's the time travel, but they definitely know more. And Trant, he has lots of connections with the power plant, with Claudia, because he was cheating with her. So, like, what is going on there? How much do they know? We know Peter has had a secret this whole time, and he had this look of guilt when Mikkel went missing. So does he know much more than he is letting on? Like, how much of this does he actually know? Does he know time travel exists? Does he know everything that is going to happen, or what, you know? And then, like, who kept this book? Who gave them this book? They can't have written it themselves. They must have been gifted it, because it has what happens in the future on it. So what is going on there? That's really interesting, and it's a pair up I didn't expect to see. Like, suddenly these two have this connection, and it's just like Katerina was saying, you don't really know who's who to trust, who to believe. So, like, who else is potentially working together that we don't even know yet? And then with Katerina, you know, she's got really nothing else to lose, her going on that radio show. She already knows about the cheating and everything, so, you know, her speaking there was a bit of a double entendre. She doesn't know who she can trust. She can't trust Ulrich and Hannah anymore now that it's fully confirmed. She was already onto them anyway, but now it is like properly confirmed with those phone calls. But it means now she can be a bit more reckless, just like Regina is being too, and we see that with the fight, you know, she just wows on her. And then that moment just before that was really powerful. I teared up a little. It didn't fully cry, but when Martha was on the stage giving her speech and then breaking down and she was going up on the stage to help her, that was a really great moment, and the music there just complemented it so well. This show has some excellent montages, especially a montage where some character's giving a speech and it's all tying together, you know. It's Jonas going through the tunnel, and then it's Martha talking about being surrounded by darkness. It's all so good. All of these montages are so great in this show. Of course, we had Hannah expose this episode too. Ulrich has always just assumed it was Regina, which makes sense because she did have a thing against him. She did have a vendetta against him. But now Hannah, all of her manipulation has been exposed. Ulrich initially, he thought it was very malicious. That she was trying to destroy him for some reason, destroy his reputation, which makes sense. It's a logical conclusion to jump to there because, you know, that probably ruined his reputation in high school a bit. And then here, you know, she set up this affair to ruin his reputation as well. It makes sense for him to jump to that, but it is just because she loves him and she always has, and she's always just done this to get to him and to be in this relationship with him. But the thing is, now that's all gone. He can't trust her at all. That probably won't be coming back. There's no way she can manipulate this any further to get him back, I assume. We didn't actually get much more of Noah this episode, which I was surprised at, just because of, you know, all of the setup last episode. We did see Bartosz here, but he never really gave away anything that happened in the limousine there. But then also on the Bartosz front, I hadn't considered how he would blame himself and be worried that other people blame him for what happened with Mikkel. It was all his idea to go into the forest, and he's been kind of shouldering that blame all by himself. So that does make his actions in kind of not communicating with Marta a little bit more justified, I would say, just because he had that fear of the blame and fear of any repercussions from that. But I still want to know what Noah said. You know, could Noah have been influencing what he was saying there? Like, Noah had said, I know it's your fault that Mikkel's missing, or something like that, you know? Something to, like, get into his head. And then Ulrich, he does suspect his dad, he suspects Trond, and I think he is quite justified in that. Even if Trond is not part of it, or wasn't directly part of the kidnapping, I feel like he knows. Anyone who kind of works for the power plant or has connection to the power plant, I feel like they know, especially Alexander, you know. We still haven't got much of him, but I feel like he must know, because that must be where this facility is and all of these experiments are taking place. And the power plant is almost built directly next to the cave, or even on top of the cave system, so they can access it. So like, if the power for the time travel is somehow coming from this cave, they are like harnessing it from the cave, or the power plant is doing like time travel tests and that's leaking through into the cave, and that's why that's happening. But then there's also this like passageway through the caves now to the different time periods, and that obviously is where Mikkel came through. And we see there's the two paths he could have taken, so that must be all three timelines kind of triangulating there. You can go to whichever one you want. So it does seem like the time travel through the cave is quite limited. And then I'm wondering, with what I'm assuming is the time machine that the stranger had, you know, is that as limited or maybe not? And we didn't actually get any more continuation of that with Tannhaus and the stranger. The stranger really wasn't in this episode, so I am wondering about that. My theory on that at the moment is just that it's out of time. Like, it's Tannhaus's first time meeting the stranger, but it's not the stranger's first time meeting him, you know, where like the first time you meet is out of proportion, out of time, you know. Maybe their timelines are running backwards from each other. That's always a cool thing, like a river song. And I think all of the things happening with Tannhaus are happening in 86. So that means, you know, Jonas could potentially go and meet him, and it might be that Tannhaus just doesn't recognize him because it's been so long, but he would recognize Jonas. So I am really curious what Jonas is going to get up to here. Or will he just like be like, oh shit, I've time traveled, let me go back to my actual timeline? Or maybe even get lost when he's trying to go back to his actual timeline and end up in the third one in 53, that would be really cool too. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment. If you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date for all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.